Welcome back to our community. Susie Thomas here with Joe Knudson from P. Graham Dunn, reminding everybody you've got 9 shopping days until Christmas. And Joe, one of the things that's so neat about the P. Graham Dunn engravings is they're so inspirational. So where do all of these inspirational comments and cool sayings and phrases and so forth come from?
Well, of course, all of our information comes from God. And
Good answer, Joe.
We strive to lift him up in all we do. The designs that we put to plaques and to our pictures and all that, we have a full design team that lays out all these ideas on the table. And it's really many popcorn sessions about where we're going to go with the designs and leveraging the types of things that we can make, because we can't make everything, but we can use the equipment that we have, the materials we have, and we can make, like I said earlier, that we haven't run out of ideas yet. Now, the people that contribute to this range from our design team to Peter is very instrumental in the product development process. And even his wife, Leanna, still contributes to that process.
So 40 years later, they're still very hands-on and part of it, very involved.
Peter is an engine, and he's still revved up, yes.
So cool. What is the largest thing you've made? And then contrary to that, what's the very smallest? Because it's amazing what you can engrave.
What's interesting is I came here directly from one of those popcorn sessions, and we were talking about an item that we had made, I want to say about 5 years ago, and that we're going to try to emulate a more modern version of it today. But we had made a 6-foot tall plaque, and to call it a plaque is not doing it service. We're talking 5-6 layers of molding that work its way out from the outside, and then on the inside, the actual plaque itself is levitated off of a background. This thing, 6 feet tall,
wow.
Probably at least a foot and a half thick, and made of cherry with a high gloss to it. It was really gorgeous. We actually gifted this to the Bible Museum that David Green's family from Hobby Lobby has set up recently.
How nice. All right, and then what tools would be used on something like that?
Well, let's just say there was a lot of handiwork on that.
Yeah,
but yes, we'd use our computer-controlled routing to lay out the or to carve the design and the plaque. There's a lot of work on computers to lay out the graphics beforehand. But in this case, there was a lot of craftsmanship, because we had to inlay all these various layers of molding to get the look that Peter was aiming for.
Contrast that with how small can you engrave?
Well, lasers can etch on infinitely small areas, and some of the smaller items that we make would be like pocket coins. These would be about the size of a quarter, and we'll etch on each side of it. It's something to carry a message of hope, something you can carry around in your pocket just as a reminder of God's love.
And what's very cool is when I go into a store and I purchase one of the products, a really nice plaque or something for someone, we can have it engraved there in the store as well, right? That is you all there.
We manufacture, or we produce about 4,000 unique items, and about 400 to 500 of those items can be engraved and personalized right there while you wait. In fact, in our store right now, we have 6 laser machines running all day long just to keep up with the number of products that we're personalizing.
It's really something to see. Do you accept tours and things for people to come and watch and have a bit of a tour of it? Because that is fascinating to watch.
Absolutely. Look, our factory is in the middle of rural Ohio. It's a place you have to want to go visit. We're not next to a grocery store where you're just going to pop on in, but it is worth the visit.
It's a destination.
You'll never see anything else like it.
True.
When you enter the campus, we recently put in a brand new sidewalk all around a pond that's out front. This pond is stocked with bass and bluegill If you're really lucky, you can snag a catfish that we offer, free fishing year round. If it gets cold enough in the winter and it freezes over, we do pond ice skating. We recently, we're just about done wrapping up this project to build a chapel on the edge of the pond there as well. When you get into the store, you're going to be greeted with a 2-story tall lobby with some of our finest pieces that will adorn the walls. And it's really meant to inspire when you arrive. And then from there, you can climb the stairs, the grand staircase, or head up the elevator to a second floor viewing gallery of about 20,000 square feet of retail store with windows that look down to the factory below. So really, there's not another place that matches up in the types of things offered.
Now, really kind of interesting, compare that, your environment that you work every day, with the garage that this all started in.
I talk to Peter often, and he is somebody who very rarely will reflect back on the past. His eyes are always set to the future, but it doesn't take much to give pause and to feel so blessed at the opportunities that we've had over these years.
Probably one of the reasons is because of the very strict quality control that is Peter Dunn himself. I can attest that there is a beautiful plaque hanging in my living room. It says, "God bless this home." It's monochromatic. It's signed on the back by him. It's just absolutely stunning. I bought it from the reject pile at P. Graham Dunn. I am amazed at what does not cut the mustard to actually make it to be sold, because that reject pile was pretty awesome in and of itself. So talk about what's it take to actually be okay and get his stamp of approval.
Well, we do set that bar high. We want our products are representative of our work, and so we want our very best to go out the door to our customers around the country. Our factory also has a factory outlet area of the store, and where you had done some shopping, and we have all sorts of different products back there. It might be discontinued products, seconds, scratch and dent, that type of thing, but it's never the same thing twice. So there's always bargains to be had in the factory outlet.
Describe how fun it must be in that room where you are all coming up with new ideas. Just take us into that room and what that experience is like, because if you're coming up with hundreds and hundreds, I mean, you can get anything. Just go through this catalog, everything and anything, and all of them make awesome gifts, and they're all inspiring. So take us into that war room.
Well, first off, you need at least a pot of coffee before you even enter the room. You've got to be highly caffeinated, ready to go. We have to constantly design and create to be competitive. Our products are when we make them, it's highly automated. So we can match competitive prices, but ultimately we're competing with imports, and the labor in China is a pittance compared to what it is here. And we want to pay a living wage here. I mean, we fully support that. So we have to find other ways to be competitive, and that's through automation, but it's also through innovation. And so these design meetings are about finding basically what did Wayne Gretzky, greatest hockey player ever, and why was he the greatest hockey player? Is because he always skated to where the puck's going to be, not where it is. And so we are always skating to where the puck is going to be.
That is the best analogy ever. Wow. Okay. And how inspiring. What a good thing. Is that something that you say, or did you just make that up just now?
No. I've heard that many times over.
Well,
and,
that's awesome.
Peter, being a former hockey player, he probably has even said that to me a few times himself.
Well, it's a way to, stay ahead of the game for sure. It's awesome. So where's the puck going to be next, Joe?
Well, right now the market is rustic, and it's fully represented throughout our catalog. If you thumb through the pages, you're going to find a number of pallet art pieces, rustic live edge plaques, That's where the market is, and we intend to be a market leader in that area.
It does. It's beautiful, and I know what you're talking about. I love the things that look like they're made on actually tables that look like they're just a sawed in half tree, and you've got the bark still on and so forth. Also, barn siding is beautiful. So where do you get your materials now? Are you ripping up barns? How are you doing this?
Where we started was an Amish pallet shop. That's really where this all began. We worked with a Amish shop to put together these, backer boards that we would print on. And because our standards for quality are high, and pallet shops are about making pallets, not home decor products, we migrated to making these products in our factory itself. So we have a whole team that does assembly, and we'll put together pallet backers, little lath boxes, and really what we're creating is a blank canvas which we can apply all of our art to.
Mm-hmm. I want to circle back to something that you mentioned. I think it's really interesting of how you do compete, because since your competition is overseas, people are not paid as well. You're paying people a living wage. You have a decent-sized staff to be able to keep up with all of this, and yet your prices for your products are highly reasonable. Mm-hmm. So how do you do that?
Again, I have to point to automation. When you come visit our factory and you look out these windows, you'll see an entire department of automated machinery where maybe 3 or 4 people are loading and unloading the machines. Now, there's other areas where we need handiwork, and in those cases, we compensate by the piece. And what that does is that encourages efficient production.
Mm-hmm.
We also stamp the back of all of our products so you can actually see the name of the person who made it.
Neat.
These would be all of our assembled pallet products.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's part of our quality control process. And then, there's a pride that goes into that, to have your name stamped on the back of a piece that's hanging in someone's room half a world away.
Absolutely. And yeah, just the quality is unmatched. So good. Okay, you didn't step in and join P. Graham Dunn as the president, right? Or did you? Or did
No.
you work in other areas first?
No, I did not. I married Peter's firstborn back in 2004 out in Oregon, and she talked about how her father did woodworking in a chicken house back in Ohio.
She's humble too.
And, and we came out to visit for a summer, and I got to see the chicken house firsthand. And mind you, it was a chicken house at that time.
Wow.
It was a very large chicken house, but it was a chicken house. And I fell in love with the business the moment that we came out to visit. And that's really how I got into the business.
Mm-hmm. What did you do at first?
I started actually, I think the first thing Peter had me do was climb through some rafters and run some conduit, because at that point I was still the gorilla that married his daughter. But after that, he moved me into a role in retail, which suited me. So I worked in retail for about 5 years until migrating over to management side.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time with us today. Be sure to get over to P. Graham Dunn. You've got 9 shopping days left. Celebrate the 40th anniversary and find some really special gifts. Thank you so much, Joe Knudson, for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Susie. Appreciate your time.
And you're listening to Our Community.